feeling off the hook, man. I just woke up, turn it off and start the day. Easy to it, hold up. Haven't got the pot hot yet, I need to post up. Get a little sun on my face before I start the day. I just need to meditate. Best believe I'm gonna make moves with it, but I take time, won't reciprocate. Sipping juice, keeping it in tune when I levitate. Then I know that it's time to strike.
Top of the morning to you all. We are currently rolling into town right now. I'm not gonna lie, today we have a completely different video. We're gonna review the whole entire bike once again. It has currently been, to my knowledge, 2 months. According to YouTube, the video's only been out a month, but I think they're a bit delayed with the time schedule there. It was possibly a few days off or something like that, but it's definitely been around the 2 month schedule. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you're gonna want to stick around because yesterday I actually told someone in the comments that there's only one way to unlock the throttle, which is correct, but there's actually another way for you to access a whole completely different menu. So for example, being if you purchase your bike from Europe, it's the same bike. It doesn't make a difference on what the year is. It's the same bike. All you've got to do is follow the steps that I'm gonna pop up on the screen for you guys, and it will take it from there. But let me get somewhere quickly. I'll stop and I'll pop it up on the screen. We'll read through it all, and it will give you guys an example of what you need to do. So for example, even if you want to, you can pause the video and you can take the information that you need from there. But currently right now, oh, let's click on this one, let's click on this one. Okay, so this is a screenshot. I have hid a majority of the message. Well, you guys can see the whole entire message, apart from I've hid the person's name and how we're contacting each other, etc. like that. Now, it quotes that we just checked with our engineers from the Europe version of the M20. It has 2 ways to unlock the throttle. Okay, so there's 2 ways, sorry. My apologies to you all, right? Now this method is simple. Press and hold the plus sign and the minus sign for 3 seconds. At the same time, after turning on the bike, to enter the settings page. After releasing them, press and hold the plus sign for 15 seconds to remove the limit on the speed. Please let me know if you have any more questions. That's what they said to me. Sorry for reading it out a bit slow. I'm not gonna lie, my eyes went a little bit blurry. I was trying to concentrate. Okay, so if the first steps that I showed you guys doesn't work for you for this, you want to follow them steps there. Otherwise than that, you guys already know what this bike is. It's the M20. It's stocked with 20x4. Currently we have a third camera actually on the go, getting a whole different perspective for you guys. So today we're just gonna ride around, talk about the bike, because really and truthfully I have not managed to kill these batteries, and according to Engwe, they do 75 kilometers per battery. Now someone in the comments told me that he uses his throttle to go full speed, and the bike is, I think he said he's doing 30 miles an hour, but obviously, sorry, not 30 miles an hour, 30 miles topped out between both batteries. You're currently sitting on, it's a 26 amp. So in total it's 13 and 13 between the 2 batteries, which ain't too bad really, if I'm being honest. So far I haven't had no issues with the bike. I've had no issues with the tires that come stocked on the bike, but I'm not gonna be honest when I say this, I am quite a fussy person, so I do like my slicks. It's just, the bike just rolls, it just cruises. So at times you guys will just see me like, yay, I don't have to pedal and it's still gonna go. Especially if I'm going downhill, the bike's just gonna fly, which I prefer most of the time because it is quite heavy. So I prefer that the bike can just roll. And yes, you guys did tell me about squeaky brakes, but they're not that bad. I think I've worn them in. I think that's something you're all gonna have to do with the bike, and you are going to have to pay a good bit of attention to the brakes because they're wired. At times it will tell the motor to turn off even though you don't want the motor to turn off, which funny enough I can show you guys a clip of this. Okay, something's wrong with my motor, I don't know what. I think I need to change my brakes. That I do. So we're gonna run that real quick. But on a different note, I think in due time I might upgrade the brakes to hydraulic brakes. That would definitely be a nice upgrade. But in the meantime, I'm happy killing out the brakes that I have. I'm still on the stock pads that came with the bike. I have actually done 470 miles on the bike since I've received it. Let's see if I can shuffle up this hill. And yeah, the bike does the job, literally. The rear rack is something that you will have to purchase separately from the same website that you can purchase the bike from. Now, I always suggest that you guys go to the actual official website to buy your bike, because recently Engwe shared a message where customers have been complaining about either not receiving their bikes or they've been receiving what's not exactly what they probably thought, and then struggling to get a refund, etc. So if you do want the support of Engwe, make sure and purchase your bike directly from them, because you would have to have an order with them for them to be able to handle it. Otherwise than that, it's your best option. That's the best way to pay it. But definitely this bike is comfortable. It took me a little while to get used to the position, but after I did, I have no complaints. As you guys can tell, I'm normally pedaling, which isn't an issue for myself. The bike just tends to go. This bus is a bit loud. The bike has a maximum weight, I believe it is 120 kg, and that's the weight that you can carry with the bike. So bear in mind, my rear rack plus the box, all the accessories that I'm carrying, including myself, are in that weight limit. And obviously, because I've added the linos to my tires for the puncture proof, it's probably added a bit more weight to the bike as well. But I'll tell you what, it's going to take a lot to kill this battery. It really is. Because right now we're literally rolling. Like, and I mean I'm rolling, it says I'm doing 10, 11, which isn't bad, 12 miles per hour. And that's just rolling, I'm not pedaling, I'm not assisting the bike in any form of way. Now I'm doing 14, but we are going downhill, don't forget that. So it's, so you guys can hear the brakes are still squeaking, but there's not much that I can do about that, to be honest with you. Funny enough, I haven't even cleaned this bike as yet. And because it's white, I actually thought it would look a bit more dirtier than it does, but it don't, which obviously it hasn't been raining, so that would be the main reason why. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go up top here. Morning, bro. You right? Grab some B-roll. Oop. Alright, so back to the batteries. Like I said before, it claims that it can do 75 kilometers, which that's each battery. So between the two batteries converted into miles, it's around 92 miles in total. But once again, if you're gonna twist it, according to information I've had from someone else, you're more than likely gonna get 30 miles out of both batteries at full speed, and that's probably around 25 miles an hour, which, bear in mind, you don't even need to do that. I've only literally just clicked the bike into one to be able to go, which is, so the rest of it down there I was just literally rolling down. Otherwise than that, yeah, I think you guys already know this bike is stocked with the size of the wheels, sorry, are a 20 by 4, and I am with a road tire on the bike. Like I said before, it's a bit more comfortable. The bike does come stocked with a BMX handlebar, which is actually quite comfy, if I'm being honest. I prefer a BMX handlebar. I have more space for me to put bits and bobs on it, etc., cameras, phones. But yeah, the bike is quite good. It will come stocked with what you can see here is a front fender and a rear fender. You don't have to buy them separately, it comes with that. So I think in due time we might change the crank and the pedal settle. I nearly got my finger stuck in it then. But yeah, me personally, I prefer when the bike doesn't fold. I think because I'm quite a big person and the weight that I have myself, I don't really feel comfortable knowing that the bike is capable of folding. But yeah, I think it took me to get this bike to realize that this was the more beneficial ride for myself. It really is. But overall, my overall opinion with this one is I am actually really impressed. The seat is so comfy. I have no complaints at all. I do need to give the bike a good clean. As you guys can tell here, it is a bit messy. But yeah, that only means I'm using the bike for putting in the work. Do you know what the funny thing is? I pedal everywhere, so no matter what I'm doing, I'm pedaling, right? The bike's regulated to 15. It's not gonna do anything more than that. So for me, I've got the closer chance of doing more miles than someone that's gonna twist the throttle, because the more you twist this throttle, basically the throttle then absorbs 50% of the battery every time you push it back, boom. Or even if it's push to go, it's using 50% of the battery. Until you release it, it then lets the power go back. Wow. Me personally, I'm used to pedaling because I was originally ride a pedal bike, so I may as well pedal the e-bike because it assists you through. The fact that I've locked it into the 15 is what's going to allow me to take the majority of the miles out of the bike. You guys have to bear in mind, when Engwe sells the bike on the website, they're not going to say to you, hey look, this bike's going to go 35 miles an hour and you're going to have 75 kilometers per battery, which is between the two batteries 92 miles in general. But that's not what they're going to offer you. You're not going to get that from any company for full speed, especially not on a 26 amp and a 700 watt. The controller itself is letting out a maximum of, I think it's 25 amps, which will allow you to push the bike to 25, 30 miles an hour. For myself, if I'm not on the bike, I can tap it into twisting it with the wheel up and like to the side a little bit, 30 miles an hour. But with me on the bike, I can only get it to do 27, 28 miles topped out. So it depends on the weight of the person, on how fast the bike will continue to go from the motor that it's running right now. But in general, it's more the controller. If your controller has like say 100 amp, you'll probably be able to have a bit more speed on the controller. But obviously the controller is locked into 25 amps at max, I believe it is, which I'm pretty sure it tells you on the charger as well. 25 amps is the max it can charge. So I'm not an expert in this e-bike world, I just like to ride. So yeah, I thought I'd give you guys that bit of information. Currently you guys have already seen the last video, which I suggest you go back and check if you need help with your bike settings. If you are struggling, and this image right here that I'm popping up on the screen, rerun that one again, and if that doesn't work for you, then I don't have no other answers. But hopefully that solves the issue with the people that can't access their throttle. But we'll see what happens. Until the next video, you guys know what it is.
Phone ringing off the hook, man, I just woke up. Turn it off and start the day. Listen to it, hold up. Haven't got the pot hot yet, I need to get a little sun on my face. Before I start a day, I just need to meditate. Best believe I'm gonna make moves with it, but I take time, won't reciprocate. Sipping juice, keeping it in tune when I levitate. Then I know that it's time to strike.
For those that are wondering, you want to clamp the battery with your legs, and then you can control the bike from the bottom half of your body. Obviously I am an experienced rider, so I wouldn't go trying that unless you're capable of doing it.